Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we will be going through my finished coloring book pages for May. I must say this month I think I became a machine because I did a lot of pages. So this first pile, this is just one pile. I have like 3 piles of books. So here's the first pile. Now this is my customized coloring bliss book. I actually finished this coloring book this month, so I did do a flip through of finished pages for this one, so that'll be fun. So let's get on to the first page I colored for the month. So this one, you guys may have seen some of these pages in the other book. So this one I did with Copic markers and white polychromos pencil. This one I did all in Copic markers, so you guys can see that. Then I did this one with markers, so this one I did with Prismacolors and Dick Blick Studio markers. Now I did this one with markers and gel pens. Now you can't really see it. It comes off really shiny when you go like this, so I just want you guys to see that I did that. And that was it for that book. This was my customized coloring bliss book, so I have finished that one. Yay, I have finished a coloring book. The next one comes from Holiday Bliss. I like the Jennifer Stacy, but this is the one that I did in marker. So this comes from New Year's First Kiss. I thought this was a nice one to do, so I did this one with markers. The marker was starting to fade when I did this. You guys can't really see it on camera because it doesn't show up. It looks so nice, but it has some blur marks in it, so that's okay. Valentine's Day Bliss. We're doing the coloring page bliss books because they're fun to do. This one I did in markers. This was Valentine's Day Bliss. I love my Jennifer Stay books, as you can tell. I have quite a few of them, so I think maybe I might finish some of them earlier than I expected. Now this one is Easter Bliss. So this one I think I did 2 in this one. Always interesting. I did this one. So I like that one. Then I did this one, the Easter Chicks. What happened with these pink little roses is that I ended up picking the wrong color in the marker set, so I ended up using this colors instead. So that's what happened there. This is an oldie one that I like though. So the next one, Linda Ravenscroft Fairy and Fantasy Art. Now we did this one yesterday on a live stream, so I used my watercolors to do this picture. So it was my first time doing this. And I did this, you can consider this color your hoard for Lovella's coloring. I know that she has a hashtag, but I'm not sure if it goes more than a month, her hashtag, or not. So, but this is what we did. And we did this all with watercolors. I did some of the skin tone with watercolor, but then I had to fix it with marker and pencil. I'm not yet good with skin tone in my marker color, in my watercoloring, but I had a lot of fun doing this because it was my first time doing watercolor on, well, not my first time using the watercolors. Some of them I knew how to use, some of them I didn't know how to use, and it was my first time using my Kuretake Genzai Tombai watercolors, the big box set, so that's what I did there. So then I did this one on stream too, because people were curious about how to do grayscale with markers and pencils. So this was used with a couple of markers and different colored pencils. So I really was like very happy with the way this one came out. I liked it a lot. So that's what I did with that one. The next one is, I have done quite a few pages in this book because I love this book. I did this one in markers. I just like the images in this book. This is one that I'm currently working on. If anybody's curious, I have some whips in some of these books. This one I did, I started this one a long time ago and never finished it. I actually did this one with black wing pencils, which I gotten at a conference, but I for whatever reason, I never went back to that page. Then there's this one, which I really like this one. It has a lot of pretty stuff in it. Sometimes the little sticky things don't stick. That one too I'm working on. Then I did this one, the present one, so I thought that was a really cool one. This is one that I'm currently working on. We tested these with my Winsor & Newton markers. I need to continue doing this one. I'll probably finish this one sometime soon. This was another one that I'm working on, so. There's quite a few pages in here that I'm working in, so. The Jennifer Stay books, I seem to be going through the Jennifer Stay books really, really quickly. Then also this one, we did also this one on stream. This comes from Nocturnes. This is Anastasia Elikoldova-Viva's new book, which I really like this. We did this with Tombow Irritant pencils. We did this all on live stream. This one was done with Black Widows, Tombow Irritants. The skin was done with Prismas, Black Widows, Pablos. So I want you guys to be aware that you can do skin tone with Black Widows, but for me personally, I combine them with other ones. Then the next one is Myth and Fantasy by Color It. And this is the one that I did in markers. This is the tree nymph with the little girl. I really enjoyed doing this one. I just wanted to do something fun and easy and not stress about it. Now for Color Your Hoard, because Color Your Hoard is this thing that Lovella over at Lovella's Coloring is, and it says color a picture, finish coloring a picture in a book that you can have whips, but you can't have any finished pictures. So this is the collection 2 with Michael Gelina. I used markers for this one. I don't remember which ones, but I did use pencil to smooth out the skin. I did have a color combination for the dress in mind. So I did like this one a lot. The next one that I did is Michael Gelina Coloring Book, Collection 1. I do have another page being done in the works, but this is the one that I chose to do. Forget which markers I did, but I did use markers and they do bleed through, so I'm going to show you that this one did bleed through, but it didn't bleed through the other page because I had a page protector behind it while I was doing this book. So that's the only thing, guys. Sometimes with certain books you do need to have a page protector. This one is Country Spring, and some of you may have seen this on Anne's channel, but this is the one that I did with many different markers. And this is food, and I normally don't do food, so thought that would be an interesting thing to see food done in this way. I tried to get them done as close as I could, but sometimes things don't always work out. I should have made these apples green, and this came out really as a darker red than I intended to. Now the next book I have is from Anastasia Elikoldova-Viva. This is her other book. She has quite a few books. This one I did with a lot of different pencils, so I did a lot of pencil work with this one. And what happened was my red hair, because I ran out of my permanent red Prismacolor, I had to use a polychromos to finish it. I eventually ended up getting my new permanent red pencil a few days later, so I did run out of that. I had to use a polychromos to finish the hair. So just so you guys know that it wasn't always easy. The next book is Mandala's Volume 1, and I ended up doing this one. I finished this one for this week. Some of you remember seeing it, and I did use a glitter pen, and we used watercolors to start it, but then I finished it off with markers. So I want you guys to see that. I did that as the sun, as the there was supposed to be sun and the moon and the stars, you know. So I just thought you guys would like seeing all the glitter. No Pickle likes the glitter ones. But the glitter ones don't show up for some weird reason. So guys, I'm going to bring the next pile over. My pile's very big too. So I have a lot of them. Pile 3 is very big. Colorful quilts. I did this one. This one was done with markers. I forget which ones, but I liked it, so I did that one. The next one comes from a Chinese coloring book. It's called The Lure. And I did this one. I did this one with Tombow, irritants, polychromos, and prismas. So that's what I did with this one. The next one is Color in Heaven, Woodland Fairies. I did this one with prismas, Tombow, irritants. I just love this picture. I thought this was beautiful, and this one is exclusive to the magazine. Now this is my Korean book. This is the book that every time I color in it, a page falls out of it. So it's not, you know, you pay a lot of money for the book and then it does that. So I'm just going to take it out like that so you guys get the full view of it. So that's that one. I did this with, I believe I did this with prismas and polys. I'm not sure what else I used, but I think I used something else for the skin. So as you can see, I do in one of those little flower thingies in there. Mermaids, Grayscale. We did this one on camera. This is a Grayscale coloring book. We did this with my New Windsor and Newton markers, and we did some pencil work, and this is the Grayscale Mermaids coloring book, which I love doing that one. Now this is one that I have it. This one is a PDF book. This one is called Fantasy Faces by Dawn Davison, and I finished it on 5/19/2009, but this is printed on Copic marker paper, so I of course used Copics on this one. I just love this one. Speaking of Christine Karen, we did this one, Fairies 2. Now this is a Grayscale coloring book, and the paper is just, I love this book. Those who know me know I really love this book. I really love this Ivy Fairy. A lot of you loved when I did this because it was Ivy, so I decided to do her in colors of green, but I knew I was going to do the sky blue, so I really liked how this picture came out. I might do this again in the Color in Heaven special, but I don't know if I'm going to do it differently or similar. So, and then I also did this one. I've done a lot of pictures in this one. The cat on top. I'm not a person who does a whole lot of animals, but this picture made it very easy. I like the pictures in here because they make it easy to do Grayscale and you don't have to do a lot of the work. This one is World of Fairies Grayscale coloring book. It's a Grayscale too. I did this one in a couple of different colors. What happened was, I originally was going to do the whole background this color, but then you know what happened? I ran out of the marker ink ran out, so then I had to choose another color to go with. So I chose that color. So that's what happened. Happy accidents, huh? Mermaids by Jade Summer. Now this is not the Grayscale one, this is the line art one, and this is one I did in markers. This one took me quite a while to do, and I really liked how it came out. Will I do this again in the Grayscale one? Probably. But will I do it differently? I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. Then in Slavic Beauties, I did a page. I did this with pencil, and this one is called Hollycocks. Now, they tell you what the name of the thing is, so in English, but Hollyhocks can be pink, purple, and they can be like this light pink and purple color too. So I tried to keep all the colors very similar to what I would do with them. You know, to like try and keep the colors combo for the flowers the same. So that's what I did with that one. Now we get to the bigger pot, the biggest pile of books. So I have a big pile of books, as you can see there. This one is a smaller book. This is called The Art of Mandala by Jason Hamilton. And since I didn't finish any picks in this one, this can count for Lovella's Color Your Hoard. I used markers in this one, but I did put a page behind it. And as some of you will know and see, you can see how nice and juicy the marker is, or not as juicy in some places. So that is The Art of Mandala. This one is, these are like my new favorite books, the Deborah Mueller books, because I just love the pictures in them so much. So then I get this one, which is The Fairy, which is really nice. And I did this one with purple hair. I wanted to do my fairy a little bit different. I wanted to see if I could do her differently. Then this one is called Chinese Cartoon Characters. I did not put a sticky in, but I know which one. I did this one with Tombow irritants and prismas. Only thing with the prismas, if you use prismas in these books, you have to be very light-handed with the prismas because they tend to smudge a little bit. I don't know why, but they do smudge. So be very careful when you use the prismas in that book. That's all I'm saying. Mermaid hair. We have a couple in this book. This is one I did, but this is one that I'm working on right now. This is one that I finished. I used markers for the base of the dolphin, and then I filled it in with pencil. So that's how I did that one. Then I did this one in marker as well. Day of Flowers. This is a Korean coloring book. And I did this one with Prismacolor pencils and polys. So I did that one. That's a pencil book. The next one I did is Color Your Hoard. This is for Lovella's coloring. I don't have any works. I didn't do anything in this book for a long time, and then suddenly I decided to color this one. I colored this one mostly in pencil, but the unicorn was colored in pencil. The skin of the unicorn was colored in pencil. Everything else was marker. That was the only thing that was done in pencil. So this is what I did for that book. Muse by Madison Tees. I actually finished a page in this one. This one I did with markers. I love this blue hair. Thought it was fun to do something different. Now this one, you guys may not have seen this one, but I do have a flip through. I did film a flip through of this one. This one is called Fairy Portraits. And I also did this one for Color Your Hoard. This one was done with markers, so. And this one was the Antha. So you can purchase this one on Amazon. There will be a flip through of that one. The next one I did was Crown Fantasy Queens by Deborah Mueller. I did this one. And I did this one. I just love these pictures. Then I did this one, Maui Mermaids and Island Whimsy Girls, Hannah Lynn. There were a lot of pictures that I'm still working on that I just didn't get a chance to finish them. I did this one in markers. I did this one in markers as well. So I like that one. Fairy Fantasy by Jason Hamilton. I did this one in pencil and marker and gel pen. So I used a couple of different mediums for this one. So this is also for Color Your Hoard. Enchanted Faces. I did this one with markers. I just like the marker feel of this one. I did this one also in markers. This one in markers. That'll probably be one of those pictures that I do for a theme. There's still a lot I haven't done, but I do like the faces in this one. And then I did this one as well. A lot of you like this one on Instagram. So, that was one of my favorites. Then the next one is Summer Wind by Nadia Vaslakova. I also did this for Color Your Hoard, with the flowers being pink, and then I also used a little bit of gel pen, glitter gel pen. You can see right there where the silver is shining. That's where I did that. Then I did Gothic Christmas, another picture in Gothic Christmas, which I did this one. I just like these books. As you can tell, I was a machine this month. Then I did this one in markers and pencil. This one is Beautiful, Color Me Beautiful Woman of the World. So that was the only one I did in that one. This is my Jason Hamilton books this month. Then I did Kawaii Fantasy by Jade Summer. Did this one. And then I did this one also in markers. So I've been using my markers quite a lot. Then in Fairies and Friends. Now, I think I did this last month, but I didn't include it for last month, so it got included in this one. This month's pages. So I did this one. I think I did most of this on a live stream. I forgot to include it last month. And then I did this one off camera. So that was for... So somehow that one got not put in there. Then I did this one, Beautiful Dresses by Jade Summer. I just like this book because it has really pretty women in it. My skin tone didn't come out correctly, so I put a Prismacolor over it to smooth out the skin, so then that wasn't an issue. Then I did something from Goddesses and Goddesses. I had started it in April, but I hadn't finished it. I did this one. I really liked how this one came out. I did this one in Pablo's. And my final one I did was a picture, it was an old whip. I had seen some people doing Magical Jungle. So I decided that I was gonna go back in and see which page I hadn't finished. So I hadn't finished this one. And I really liked how this one came out. I just went back to finish the work in progress. So I was really happy with that. So, and then I have this one that I'm working on. So I have to go back in and finish that at some point. So, these are my finished pages for the month of May, and I hope you have enjoyed this. Happy coloring, everybody.